the man. Josh has been with us since day one on this momentum builder quest. And he's our hype man. He's our intro guy, and he's one of our really close friends. And he brings a lot of value to not just us, Don and Gino, and the momentum builder community, but the entire lending industry. And now he's helping us with something. I saw this funny post the other day, and it says being an LO in 2024. And it showed all these cameras and videos and TVs and stuff. And it's like, hey, that's not what I signed up for. Like when I signed up to be a loan officer, I thought I needed to be a financially smart person and a good mathematician with a little bit of charm so I could sell some stuff. And now I've got to be this, media guru. And it's not always easy. It's not what, it's not what everybody's cracked up to be. It's not, people weren't built that way when they thought of being loan officers. They thought they were more like bankers or financial people. So yeah, I think it's important to address that and say, that's okay.
Right.
And it's okay. And it's okay to learn. And it's okay to be bad at something when you start. And there's some tools that are available to help you level up readily and rapidly, which weren't available 2 or 3 years ago. I think a lot of people have paved the way like you have, Josh, and made things a little bit easier for people. And that's what we want to do today is just kind of like share some tips, tricks, shortcuts, things people could do. Depending where you are in your social media journey, I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to get better, but there's things you could do at any phase of the journey to just take the next step. So welcome, Josh.
Ooh,
That was a really long welcome. Sorry.
that was a great welcome, though. And there's so many pieces of that we can dive into. But before I do that, I want to thank Gino. I want to thank Don, who's not here with us. He's doing who knows what. They say he's traveling, but he's having a good time spending time with his loved ones. So hey, we should all take opportunities to do that. But we love Gino. Sonia's here. The Momentum Builder team is here. What an amazing event! And Gino was just telling me he's still bombarded with so many people. Like, where's the next one going to be? What can I look forward to next year? People are that excited because it was amazing. It was such an incredible event. Aloha to Don. Yeah, as I said, I think Don is off in Hawaii doing something fun, so enjoy his time. But Don, thank you guys so much for allowing me to be here. I love the Momentum Builder community. That's what it is. And as we were at this event, Don or Gino, I know you felt it as much as I did. Gino, the people, they were just so excited to be there. The conversations, the camaraderie, the friendships. I met new people. You all know that I made people get a little uncomfortable, get out of their seats, make new friendships, meet new people. And Gino, that's what it was all about. And that's why it was so exciting. And to your point, you mentioned a word that I continually reference when it comes to the world of social media. It's a journey. All of us are going through a journey, whether you're just starting, maybe you're just lacing up your boots, just getting ready to go on the journey. It is a journey. And so wherever you're at, what I want to do today is I want to share a few things with you that is going to help you. Because if you saw the title of this, whoa, kicked me out there. Not sure what happened there. But if you saw the title of this, you're doing social media wrong. And so many of you are. And I love you, but we're going to have some tough love in here. This is what the Momentum Builder calls are all about. We're going to get real. I want to help you. I want to see you thrive. I want to see you have success. And Gino, you even mentioned you have just started getting back into social media, sharing some personal content yourself. And for those of you who are on this, I'm going to squash the bug right now. I want to kill it. I want to set the record straight. Is so many of you are doing social media wrong because all you're doing is treating it like a business tool. There, I said it. We can dive into it a lot more, but you can't treat social media as just another CRM. It's just something that you're expecting to give you business. Can it get you business? Absolutely. If you use it correctly, it can be one of the most best that, in my opinion, in 2024 moving forward, your social media profiles should be a huge opportunity for you to get new opportunity and new business. Whoa, there we go. I see things keep changing on me. So with that, we're going to dive into that. Gino and I are going to share some things. I want to share some things with you, but this is supposed to be interactive. And Sonia mentioned it. We want this to be interactive for you. So if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you have comments, drop them along the way. Because we want to help you.
At one level, dude, I'm going to say, if you want us to take a look at your Instagram and get to
drop it in the chat,
what your Instagram looks like, we'll have an expert, Josh, look at it. And we'll look at a couple different ones today. But, like you said, Josh, what's not working about your social media? And I think that there was this element of time, and I think this is a generational shift that we're seeing, that there is no more suit and tie. That doesn't mean you're successful, right? I mean, I think that different people have made now it very clear that you could be a billionaire and dress like a slob, that you could be a billionaire and drive a Honda Accord, you could be a billionaire and sleep on a couch, right? So now it's not like you have to be this uptight, super great business person. And so the people you attract, and I think about Sean Herrero and who he attracts through his social media, he attracts people who like him already. They like him. That's why they reach out, because they got to know him. They see some business stuff. They see that he's a good lender, but they also see that he loves being in the outdoors, that he cracked the code on working remotely from the back of his van. So I think those are things that make him likable. And so I think to myself now, when I do a social post, like, is this going to make me more likable? Or I think to myself, is this me? Right. So my wife looked at my social media the other day. She goes, I don't understand what you're doing. I go, what do you mean? She goes, you're making coffee, you're taking pictures of your fish. Right? She goes, you're just like documenting your life. And I'm like, that's the point. People just want to see what I'm up to, what I'm doing. Now I happen to have a kind of eclectic life, fish, coffee, cars, whatever, but everybody does. So I think that's what you're on to, Josh, is you're saying just be yourself.
You really do have to be yourself. And you mentioned Sean. Let me see if I can share my screen. Sonia, if you can give me I have two accounts on here, my Josh Pitts one. Give the one that doesn't have my video and audio, so I can share my screen. There we go. See, Sonia's the best. What would we do without Sonia, ladies and gentlemen? We would 100% be lost.
Totally.
But you mentioned this. You mentioned this gentleman right here, which all of us know and love. He was at Momentum Builder. Funny enough, I was literally on if some of the participants were on the MBS Highway call yesterday, you saw Sean and I. We were with Barry and we were talking about social media in particular. But I pulled up a few accounts. And again, Sonia mentioned it. If you want us to look at your social profile, I'll be honest, I'll be kind. I'm not going to just destroy and rip you apart. But Sean Herrero is one of those guys. He is known as the adventure lender. That's his name. He's an adventurer. I've shared this with so many of you. I used to be the outdoor LO when I was doing lots of loans. That was back in the day, back when we used to call ourselves loan officers and LOs. I know it's come full circle to be a mortgage advisor, but I was the outdoor LO. I was always sharing things outdoors, from hiking to riding bikes to doing this and that. And that's what was getting me opportunities. That's what was getting me deals. And funny enough, Gino, this is hilarious. We had hundreds of people on a call with us yesterday. And Sean, the adventure lender who I have up on my screen, dude, he was doing his Zoom call from the back of a van, from his van. And that just showed, like, you can be anywhere. You just have to be there for your community, providing value. They don't care where you are, what you're doing, as long as you can continue to provide for them and help them in the way they need and provide their needs, you're good to go. And Sean is a great example of that. He shares a mix, and we're going to get into content here because Gino mentioned it. Some of you may be like, well, I can't do what Sean is doing, or I can't do what all these other examples are doing. Yes, you can. And we can even help you with that. Gino kind of prefaced it. We have Shred It, and I'll share something here with you in a little while that Momentum Builder gives you an opportunity to get shredded where no one else, you get a discount through your Momentum Builder membership that no one else gets. So we'll get in that here in a second. But look at Sean's content. All of you can do this. He's just focusing on, so many people say, well, I don't know where to get content ideas. Look at Sean. He stole the clip from CNBC in the background. This is what's in the news. This is what's in the know. And I actually asked Sean yesterday, I said, where do you get your ideas? He says, dude, I pull up CNBC, I pull what's going on. And there's always something about mortgage or real estate right now. You don't have to be the one. You don't have to go out and create this insane content or come up with these new ideas. They're out there for you. Or follow somebody like Sean. He's giving you the ideas.
I mean, I'm looking at this, and what Sean is doing is he's becoming the newscaster that analyzes the article. And that's something that Don and I have done when we did our radio show. We used to do that all the time. And so you're able to take the headline news and break it down into something that's more tangible, or debunk it if it's bad media. Right. Yep. And it's really interesting when you get into media and you start understanding that you've got headline news, which is what everybody reads. And then if you read the entire article, you're like, it doesn't even match the headline. Like there's so many things that are wrong with the way media is today, and I think it's because of speed to media, which I think is a real problem. Because if you were a journalist in 1986, you would think about doing a story, interview somebody about it, write the story, have your boss look at it, have an editor edit it. Well, all of that is out the window now. Everything is live. You got to hit the button, and it's got to be like, if something happens, it needs to be like on the internet within minutes, because otherwise
Yep.
it's not first to news. So speed is important. But how do you retain quality? And so now what's required is people like Sean or like us to say, hey, here's what the media is saying. Here's what they got right. Here's what they got wrong. Call me if you want me to teach you how it applies to you.
Mm-hmm. 100%. And that's what it is being able to create the content, because media is everything. Media controls our worlds. Whether some of you may say, well, I don't watch the news. I don't either, but it's still on social media. We spend more time on social media and we see the news on social media. That's where a recent survey was done that Gen Z, 79% of Gen Z get their news from social media. 79% of Gen Z get their news. They're not going to news outlets. They're going to social media. Sure, those news outlets are on there, but that's where they're spending their time. And you even mentioned like speed. What's happening? So Minwin, if you guys don't follow What's a Mortgage, Minwin, we actually, great little plug for Shred It here. We do all of Min's content for him. And he's one of those guys. He does a daily update on what's going on in the market. And these aren't crazy things. He's in his office. He walks around. He loves to do these walk and talks recently. Here, he's actually walking. We did a green screen for him. He's actually walking down the street. You'd never know it because we took the background out. He just wanted to talk about the CFPB. But Gino mentioned this. Speed is your friend, is your ally. So being able to record content, get it edited and back to your phone in a timely manner is absolutely crucial. Oh, see, there you go. See, look at that. We took out the background for him when he was walking. He likes to do these walk and talks right now, but he's always giving a daily update on what the market is doing. Now, you may be saying, well, Josh, Gino, I don't want to do a daily update. That's okay. Some people don't. As I mentioned, Sean doesn't. He doesn't do a daily update. He sees what's going on frequently. This is an MBS post that we helped him with. This is an MBS. He did a screenshot of MBS Highway. We put a little GIF around it. It's that simple. It's fun. It's entertaining. Some people think they have to be the talking head all the time, and you don't have to be. You can have some fun with this. You can literally enjoy what you do. Somebody that really does a great job, and I'm actually interviewing on our show tomorrow, is Jordan Nutter. She's an up and coming to our industry, and she has been creating this content, and she is way more focused on more entertaining content. You can see this. She's talking about how moms mess up closings. If you don't follow Jordan, you absolutely should, because she does a great job. Again, Steal Like an Artist. If you've ever watched my show, if you've ever heard me talk about this, Steal Like an Artist is by Austin Kleon. It's a book, my favorite book. And basically the premise is there are no original ideas. They're all out there. So if you see an idea, go and steal it and make it your own. Now, caution, don't plagiarize. Don't literally rip off somebody's content and say it's yours, but make it your own. You can say something. If you see something that I do, if you see something that Gino does great, go steal it and make it your own. It's such an amazing concept. And the more I've talked to some of the best content creators in the world, they do the same thing. They see some of the best create content. And they're like, I'm going to go replicate it. I'm going to put my own little spin on it. I'm going to say it like Josh would say it. I'm not going to try to be Gino. He said something great, but I'm going to be Josh. I'm going to be Larry. I'm going to be Susie. Whoever you are, Gino mentioned this earlier. It's okay to be you. Your community is following you to be you. Oh, we just got somebody. Pat dropped their...
Yeah, let's go check out Pat's page.
I'm going to go check out Pat's page right now.
In the meantime, while we pull up Pat's page, I'll talk about Jordan Nutter, because someone just made an introduction to her for us. It's not somebody that Don and I know well, but she like got purchased an RV and wrapped the RV, and now she's going like on world tour with this RV, and she's like the RV.
Where is it? Yeah, where is her? Yeah, she's amazing. She's literally going on a... I talked to her prior to going into our interview tomorrow, and she's going on like a 30 city drive. Yeah. She bought an RV, wrapped. I thought she had a picture of her RV on here. Oh, is this it?
There it
is.
This is
it. So I
Yeah.
say, that's her
Look at that.
RV. She bought an RV. She's like fully committed. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this. Like, and I'm even gonna be like, Jordan, you know why? I'm gonna talk to her about this tomorrow. You don't need to go buy an RV and do this, but she only has one kid. Her husband has a flexible job. So they decided they're gonna travel the country and educate first-time homebuyers, educate new buyers in the world of mortgage, which is such a great idea. You could be doing this in your local market. But yes, this is Jordan Nutter. She's doing a fantastic job with this. And you can see, here's a great example. She has a very, what we call, curated news feed. You can see these posts are very, like, they're very similar to each other. It has a very uniform feel across it. Then you go back to something like Sean's, and it's just kind of all over the board. And that is okay. Or again, if you even go, we'll look at Pat's here in a second. If you go to even my profile has a very, it doesn't have your typical standard feel to it. It's just kind of, you see a few different or similar things, but it doesn't have to be uniform all the time. What's most important is that you're creating content at scale. And I can already tell Pat, I'm going to like this a lot. So here's a great little post from Pat. The tenant in the middle of your showing. Like, she probably stole this. I'm going to give Pat, like, unless Pat, you made this by yourself, you probably, shout out to, oh yeah, there you go. She borrowed it from the Lotus broker. Oh, now I want to go see the Lotus broker. I always love meeting new
But
people.
that's good, right? Steal,
Of course.
give credit.
Yep.
Why
Give
not?
credit. This is a great, Pat. I have to give you so much kudos. A lot of people will steal people's content and not give them credit. If you see somebody with a great idea, again, unless you're going and making it your own, if you see Gino say something and then you go say it differently, you don't have to give them credit. Or sometimes I even do, like, hey, I just heard this great quote from Gino. Let me tell you about it. But something where you're actually taking their content, as we are seeing here, absolutely give that person credit. Just give them a quick shout out. Like, that's all you need to do, as Pat did here. This is a great example in representation. Pat, I'm looking through this. This is a great little video here. Awesome, done. See, she has somebody editing her videos, which should be shredded. But other than that, just kidding, Pat. This looks great. This is exactly what you're looking for. This is a great talking head video. She's got a great graphic right here. These are all the things that, this is going to be a personal video. Look at this, Pat, great job. With a client. Captions, ladies and gentlemen, 87% of all social media is watched without sound right now. 87% of videos are watched without sound. You have to have captions on your videos. If Pat didn't have captions on her videos right here, we'd have no idea, especially because she's walking towards this person. You can't see her mouth. You have no idea what's going on. Captions are absolutely crucial. Pat, this looks awesome. This looks really, really, oh, look at that. She's got a personal post in here. She threw a little post about something she got from All Recipes.
Piccata, man. I could tell from here.
See, there you go. See, Gino's a foodie. He knows exactly what he's looking at.
Honestly, I could almost smell it.
See, so here's a great example. As many of you guys know, Gino's a foodie. He loves food. Something like that for Gino, if he's looking at Pat's content here, that's something that's going to stick out to him. That's going to be like, let's check out this chicken panna cotta here. Like, this looks good.
Go ahead and open mine, Josh.
Let's see. Let's go see Gino's. Let's go over. I thought I had yours up, actually.
So one thing that's interesting, right? Because I'm still learning. I'm on this quest. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do here and what my profile is going to be. So it's just a little bit of everything. That one right there. Okay. Overnight, over 1,000 views.
Let's go.
The sound of my car.
Right? That's awesome, dude.
To be a nice car. But listen, people were really concerned. Why are there leaves on it? Why are there leaves on it? What's with the leaves? What's with the leaves? Do you actually keep that car outside? Like, so that's what people care about. Nobody gives a shit where mortgage rates are. I'm sorry. They just really don't. So this is the kind of stuff that people get to know you better. They engage with you. And what's driving views is engagement. And when I make a move, like most of these are shredded videos, not all of them, right? Like, I don't need shredded for everything. But
nope,
I'll do shred it from time to time. This one also got a ton of views as well. And that one got 100 likes.
Jeez, that's awesome.
And all I was doing was getting my regular haircut. So, just to remind everybody, like we've talked about this before, but I want to remind everybody, you don't need to create content. You need to document your life.
Yep. Document, don't create.
And that's all I've been doing. I've been following your advice, Josh, and just so kind of adding a little comedy to it, I guess, a little bit. Oh yeah, this was
Yep.
funny. I did a DEXA scan and I didn't realize my head is the densest part of my body. Shocker.
Oh, that is awesome.
Uh,
Did we do this one?
yeah, you guys did this one.
See, like this is a great example of just little things that can be funny. They don't have to be work. Again, I know we are mortgage professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, I'm a licensed mortgage professional. No, I do not originate anymore. But I know we think we need to be sharing mortgage all the time. We just don't. We need to be sharing these things. Again, you look at this. So this is a perfect example. Look at the engagement. Gino mentioned this. The engagement on this one, it is a single photo. And I'm going to get into this just in a sec.
That's
A
a
single
photo as a
photo.
reel.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, even better. See, this is brilliant. Photo as a reel makes it even better, guys. But there's a mix of things in here. There's videos, there's a photo as a reel, there's still images. Like, this is what it's all about, guys. You have to mix it up. Look, he's got his Jeeps, he's got his meat, he's got everything in here and this is going back to Pat's as well. Pat had another great example of mixing it up. Here's a picture of, looks like, are you rooting for the, so this is the Taylor Swift. There you go. Like,
she makes the best cookies.
oh, really? Pat, hook a brother up.
Easy.
I like it. That's my struggle. I thought I needed to keep my post mortgage related. Jessica, I'm so glad you mentioned this. You definitely do not. You just need to show up for your community. I tell everybody this. If you showed up, let's just go to Super Bowl. That was a big thing. I just see the cookies here, the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. If you showed up to a Super Bowl party as the mortgage professional, your friends would get real bored of you real quick. You don't show up to parties. You don't show up to your vacations as the mortgage professional all the time, Jessica. You show up as you. You're Jessica Whitfield. That's what people like. That's what people enjoy. That's what you need to show up. That's why the way I started this, you're doing social media wrong because you're treating it like business. That's all you're trying to do. You're just trying to get business out of it. People have to get to know you. They have to get to like you. They have to get to trust you. And you do that through sprinkling in that personal content. Again, I'm not saying you can't do business content. This is great stuff. Pat does a great job. And some of your companies like PRMG or whoever you're with, Cross Country Mortgage, there's a lot of companies out there that provide great and help you with great content. That's what it's all about.
Amy's putting us on blast. Our actual region, Don and Gino's region. Let's go check it out. PRMG Western Region.
PRMG Western. Okay, let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. Is that what it's called? Is PRMG Western Region?
Yeah. There it is. Oh. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so PRMG post looks good, simple, easy. Okay, let's critique it. What's
video presentation?
Actually, I'm going to be okay with this one. There was nobody. It would have been good to have some captions in here because these people are speaking. So we have no idea if I'm watching this without sound, which all of us are because I don't have sound sharing on. We don't know what this person is saying. But again, Gino mentioned this too. I tell even our Shreddit clients, we are there to edit whatever videos you want. And some clients send all their videos to us, but you don't always have to. The only thing that is missing from here is captions. So we can see what's going on outside of that. The great post by Barry Habib. I have Barry's account up here. Barry's another one of the guys. Well, guys, look, all of us know Barry Habib is the Mr. Crystal Ball himself. The dude is one of the most recognized people in the industry. He is posting about some of the personal things that he goes and does. If Barry Habib is giving you permission to go and do so, his personal posts get way more engagement than some of his business posts. And again, some of it, he uses Shredded as well. These are posts or some videos
that are good-looking people. That's what.
That too. That's 100% true. But at the same time, everybody mixes it up. I want to go back to the PRMG Western one. So a post from Barry Habib. Okay, I'm going to critique this one real quick. Can anybody tell me what's? Oh, there it goes. There it switched. So switching videos from when it's going horizontal to vertical, it's not the best thing to do. If we see a horizontal, or landscape as some of us call it, it throws us off. Like right here, here's a great example. We like to see vertical video, especially in our news feed or especially in our social media feeds. We like vertical video. So if I can teach you anything on this call today, do as much vertical video as you can because that's how it's processed. it was set to music. Awesome. Like, I'm sure there's some good music in here. Again, we don't have the sound, but anytime we as human beings see somebody's mouth moving and we can't see what they're saying, it really throws us off. It's like, I can't see what they're saying. I'm going to skip to the next one. Oh, here's the team here. Again, I think, I don't know, I think Amy was commenting. No captions here. This is a great video. I wish I could see what they were saying here. I don't have audio. Let's say I'm sitting in a meeting and didn't have audio and I wanted to watch the video. Can't do that. Other than that, looks great. Great picture. Look at this one. Perfect picture. Looks awesome. The team's here, surrounded by amazing people. Captions from now on. You got it, Amy. That's what we're all about. Or just submit it through Shred It. We'll just do your captions for you. I got you. I got you. This one looks great. I love this. The only thing I would say, being that this is like the Western region, you guys include the team. Anytime you have a group or a community you're building off of, is the more frequently you can put the team and the community in it, like this. This is what I was looking for. You love showing pictures of your community, surrounding yourselves with the members of the community, the member of the Western region. Anytime you get posts like this is what I was looking for. This looks awesome. This is exactly what I was looking for.
What about tagging? What about tagging, Josh? Like, has Facebook transcended into Instagram? Is that something we should do? Is that we should be tagging our friends that are whoever's in the video or the picture at least?
Yes, let's talk about that real quick. Somebody asked for a couple of you asked for my social media. I just put it. Sonia put both of mine. My only current Instagram is Josh Pitts Shred. I just posted it in the comments if you want to follow along. We're constantly following. There was another question here.
What are the top preferred social media outlets?
Okay, that was the question. I'm going to come back to that, but we're going to stay with Gino's question here for a second, because something they did really good here is tagging. Now, please do me a huge favor. LinkedIn especially, we're talking Instagram, Facebook right now, but LinkedIn, a lot of users will just go in, it's called spam tagging. And you'll just tag anybody who's an influencer or anybody of reputation or any leader in the industry. Do not do that. As a matter of fact,
that's Don. Oh, did I say that out loud?
I'm not going to call anybody out, but Don has been known to, yes, do this on occasion. But I'm telling you this, if they're attending the event, or if it has something to do with them, or if you mention them, sure, absolutely tag that person. But Don tags the whole zip code. Don't be tagging people that it does not reference or does not have any, like, if somebody does that, I will remove them as a friend and I will block them. If I get tagged in something that I have nothing to do with, I will first very respectively say, hey, please don't tag me in those posts. It has nothing to do with me. It confuses people when they see me tagged in it. And if I'm not in it, it confuses people. On Instagram, tag the people that, if you see these people in a photo, this one's tricky because you see there's a whole bunch of people. If you see them in it and you can tag them, by all means, tag them in it, because it actually algorithmically, it helps you, it helps them show up more. So you bet you can tag multiple people on this. And you literally, there's a setting that you can do inside Instagram that you can tag them in the video. They can now be a collaborator, which makes it even better. Tag somebody as a collaborator. My goodness, that really helps your video do well.
Okay, so I want to talk about that because that's something we learned right before Momentum Builder that I wish we would have known earlier. We learned it maybe 10, 15 days before Momentum Builder, and all of our posts that were Momentum Builder related that we collaborated with people on, huge boost. Now you can collaborate with 5 people per post.
Correct.
So you got to pick and choose wisely. Like we had some posts, if you want to open the DG Media page, we had some posts where there was multiple people on the slide or multiple people on the ad. Well, we had to choose 5. We couldn't just go ahead and, like you said, max spam. Like there was that photo, there's photos that sometimes have 10, 15 people.
Yep.
But if you go, I think it was probably older stuff, pre-Momentum Builder with the ad. We were doing it like I'm fairly certain. There you go. I'm pretty sure we used Brittany Hodak as a collab. Eric Levin as a collab, right? These were their videos that they did.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great example of that. And yes, you are limited to how many people you can tag as a collaborator. But again, another great example of
That's on
again,
reels, not on posts.
yep, of reels, not on posts. So this looks great. Again, they keep it very uniform. The DG Media team keeps it with their black and red colors. And again, if that's something that you like to do, we saw this in Jordan's case as well. That is great. Some people, they don't like to have the uniformity. You can see Min doesn't uses a lot of white coloring on his. It's just all a matter of what you're wanting to post. I promise you that in particular does not matter. This is a oh, that's the Lotus broker that we were talking
I
about.
appreciate you saying that because sometimes that's one of the things that's intimidating. When you go to somebody like if you want to go to Arjun,
Oh
when you
yeah,
go to Arjun's page, and it is so uniform. I mean, it is to me, it's the epitome of a perfectly produced page where everything with intent, because he reset himself like you did, Josh, and got rid of
yep.
his crap account and he restarted from scratch because he wanted the right look and feel because he wanted to he wanted to change the way he was on social media. And so to me, this is intimidating because you're like, I can't do this. So I'm glad to hear you say that that's not important or it's less important and you don't have to do it this way.
Yeah, you do not have to do it this way. I mean, one of the, again, I love Arjun. We work with him and his team as well. They're fantastic. He's an incredible friend, but probably one of the most recognized, and you guys hear me reference him a lot. I think he does a great job. Look at Gary V's. Gary V is kind of the standard, if you will, when it comes to social media content and engagement and growth. There is no uniformity here. Like you can just see, it is he is always trying different things, trying something new, having fun with this, graphics, static. So you do not need to, again, Arjun and his team have dedicated, that's the way they want to look, which is absolutely okay. DG Media has a very uniform look. That's okay. You don't have to do that, especially if you're just starting this journey. You absolutely do not have to do that. Going back to your question, I think it was Jessica. What are your top preferred social media outlets? I always tell people this. People ask me this quite often is, hey, which platform should I be on? And I tell people, whatever platform you utilize most, that should be the platform. If you use Instagram the most, be on Instagram because you're very familiar with what type of posts are doing well, what type of content you are personally digesting on that. You understand the platform more. If you don't spend a lot of time on YouTube, people always ask me like, Josh, should I be on YouTube? I'm like, do you spend a lot of time on YouTube? They're like, no. Then I'm like, no. You should get really good at Facebook and Instagram first because those are the platforms that are easiest, user friendly, user interface wise. They're very easy to use. Maybe dabble in LinkedIn a little bit. YouTube is a beast in and of itself. If you've ever seen, even with YouTube Shorts, the release of YouTube Shorts is making it easier to step into the world of YouTube. But YouTube is a huge undertaking. It's a huge beast. There's a lot of great opportunity. But I tell people, so Jessica, whatever platform you are utilizing the most, I personally spend the most time on Instagram. That's where I spend. That's where I focus a lot of our efforts on growing my personal brand, growing Shreddit. I focus on Instagram. But again, whatever platform you spend the most time on, Facebook is great. Some of you are like, well, Instagram is the new in. I actually did a presentation last week. There are actually more active users on Facebook than any other platform. And it's almost double than any other platform, but is Facebook. And the people are saying, oh, it's older demographic. Let me just kind of share something with you. The numbers for Facebook in particular, it is the range from 27 to 42. That is your optimal. Us just mortgage professionals, that's like your optimal people that you want to be talking with is that age demographic. So do not sleep on Facebook. Facebook is still an incredibly relevant platform. And for all you TikTokers out there, did you see what just dropped? They may be banning TikTok all day. I've been saying this from the very beginning. I'm like, it's possible unless they make some security changes. I don't see TikTok being a long-term. There's a lot of people that, say TikTok will stick around. Here's one thing too. You do have to diversify enough to Jessica's question. If you're just focusing all your efforts on Instagram all the time and not worrying about Facebook or something else, if they turn off a platform tomorrow, March 5th, does anybody know what happened on March 5th? I'll be impressed if anybody does. Anybody know what happens on March 5th? Meta shut down.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Meta went down. There you go. Chris nailed it. It went down. And I had clients freaking out, messaging me, Josh, I can't get into my account. It's okay. If you miss one day of social media, but also to that point, like you should be looking at diversifying your content a little bit. You should own all your content as well. one of our very, very close friends, she got hacked on her Facebook, unfortunately. All her content was on that page. Fortunately, she's a Shreddit client, so we backed up all her or all of her videos for her. But if it weren't for that, Gino, she would have lost all her content. She can't even get into her Facebook anymore. It's gone, gone, gone. So please be aware of that.
So I want to chime in on that as far as platform two. I want you to think of yourself as a performer in some sort of way, and know that each one of these has a different audience. And so, as a salesperson or as a performer, know your audience. So for me, Facebook is my database. They're my friends that I've had since junior high school, elementary school, people I've known my whole lives, people that I show my kids pictures to, that I share family vacations on, things of that nature. So if I'm trying to reach my friends and family, I'm on Facebook. If I'm trying to reach strangers or work friends, I'm on Instagram. And if I'm trying to go B2B, I'm on LinkedIn. So, what are you trying to achieve with this post? Who are you trying to reach? What do you want them to see? What do you want them to think about? What are you going to have a call to action? Is there no call to action? There's no call to action when I'm comparing two kinds of espresso beans.
Yep.
But when I was saying, hey, come to Momentum Builder, there's a call to action. So those are the things that at least I'm thinking about before I make a post. And sometimes I will post without thinking, which is dangerous, but I do that now all the time too, where I'm just like, oh, this is a good idea, record it. And then after I record it, I'm like, oh, I forgot to do this and I forgot to do that. So with stories, the cool thing is you just add another layer to it. Just keep doing it. So I did a 90-minute barbecue. So I filmed the charcoal, I filmed the stuff on, then I filmed the meat while I was salting it, and then I filmed the finished product as well. Now, so I did all that as stories. They all got a bunch of views, comments, and stuff. It's all gone after 24 hours. Now, what I need to do is I need to take that same content, those same videos, upload them all to Shreddit, have them professionally edited, and now put that damn thing back on here as a reel.
There you go.
And
That's
so
exactly
repurposing the same content.
Gino, you crush it with that. Stories are the behind the scenes look. They're the things that are happening. They're the food posts. They're those things of telling that story. That's why they're called a story. It's really sharing what's going on in the day to day. They're here today, gone tomorrow. But I tell people, like, save it to your camera roll, because sometimes a few stories put together can make an incredible post in the future. Reuse that content. Absolutely reuse that content. Recycle, reutilize. I've had content that I posted 6 months ago that we posted the exact same thing. We just shared it again. That did so much better the second time I posted it than the first time. Who knows why? But I tell people,
Katie, go ahead.
Somebody comes to
put me on blast inside the webinar. You don't have to Teams me. She goes, by the way, you forget to put captions when you do stories. I do.
Oh, here, okay. So to Katie's point, stories are the one thing I tell people to caption them. If you forget captions on stories, that's the one time I tell people, like, you're okay. I'll give you a pass. But if it's a reel, if it lives on your feed indefinitely, you should always have captions. If you miss it every once in a while, I'm right there with you, Gino. I'm completely like, I'm guilty of this. I will forget to do captions on stories because, again, sometimes it's what's happening in the moment. I want to capture that moment quickly and I want to move on to what's next. I tell people stories can be that raw, unedited, unfiltered. There are some fun filters you can use, don't get me wrong, but if you miss a story caption here and there, if you remember to, you can literally do it right inside the platform. Very, very easy. But if you forget to, you're okay. Katie's watching on Facebook, so she can't chat here. See, you should have joined us on Zoom.
Well, but let's talk about that for a second. We do have a Facebook group. We do have a Facebook Live. So I'd love to invite everybody that's on the call to join that. So I'm sure we could put a link to it here in the chat. I'm sure that Sonia can do that. But we want to have more engagement. And as much as I'd love for all of you to be engaging in the app, because that's where we really want to be, I understand the last thing you need is to log into another system all day long, but you're already on Facebook. So make sure you join the group, engage, throw some information in there, put your Instagram handles in our Facebook group. And then that way you could start to add followers. So if we're going to have, let's get to 1,000 people in our Facebook group, that's 1,000 possible followers for each one of us.
Yep. Which is awesome. Being able to support. Sometimes people are like, well, if I follow Gino and Josh, am I always going to be seeing their content? No. But number one, you're supporting somebody else within your community. We go and do our best to support you. There's a few of you who have put your handle in here that I'm going to go follow, like Pat and a few of the other ones in here. I'm going to go follow you. I like to support our community. I like to share the love when that's the case. Yeah, you should definitely. If you're on here now, drop your notary lender Larry. Yeah, drop it in here. Oh, now Katie's here. Now she had to come show up just to show us. Oh, no, guys, I'm here. But be willing to support. Plus, that's where I get great ideas from. I may see something that Gino does on his page that has nothing to do with an idea it gives me. It happens to me all the time. I'll be like, oh my gosh, Gino just cooked these incredible steaks. Oh, steak. I need to share a post about this because it sparks my memory. That's why I follow amazing people, because it always gives us great ideas. It's very thought-provoking. So follow other professionals as well. And this is something I get
I love what's happening in our chat room right now. Let's just go follow each other. This is badass. Get everybody a bunch of extra followers today.
Now, I will tell you, the one caution I have with following other mortgage professionals, you're going to think because you see Gino or Edgar or Jeff or Amy or Gloria post about what the market is doing, that you're going to be like, oh, everybody's posting about it. I can't post about it. Of course you can. Your community, your followers are different than Jessica's followers. So you should be, if you see something that you like that Jessica did, you should go copy it, as I mentioned earlier, and do something for your community. If you're following some of the best in the industry and you see them post about it, it probably means you should be doing something similar or doing something like it as well. It doesn't have to be an exact replica. It should just be similar. So something I talk about all the time. Just because you see somebody post about it, don't think you have to post about it. So what I want to do, we've already had some questions. I know we only have a few minutes left. I'm going to throw this up for those who some of have asked in the chat. This is our Shred It. This is specifically only for Momentum Builder community. You get 20% off. This is the biggest discount we offer for any of our partners across the board. Don and Gino have become such close friends and partners. So if you want edited videos, as we've shown some of Gino's, we've shown some of Minwin's, we've shown some of Barry's. If you need editing help, we do it for you. It's not like you have to go do anything. It's a set it and forget it. We want to help you show up on social media. So if you need video editing help, there it is on the screen. I showed it to you. If you need any help with it, like I said, click right now for the 20% off any of our plans. And we have plans that fit your needs. Like Gino mentioned, whether you're just getting started or whether you're a seasoned pro.
Josh, before you leave that page, go back. I knew you were.
Oh, sorry.
You're a clicker. You're an ADD guy like I am.
So bad.
Yeah. So one thing I think is underrated about Shred It, or at least maybe we don't talk about it enough, is that you've got these prompts at the bottom.
Yes.
Okay. And so I made a commitment, a soft commitment, we'll call it, to posting once a day, which sounds simple, but it's not. But I'm posting a lot of times a week. I'm not quite to once a day yet. There's days that I miss. But imagine part of the problem is people say, I don't know what to say. So if you have Shred It, you just go to the bottom and you say, is a VA loan bad? Right? And so you click on that, record it right there and say, VA loans are one of the best VA loans that we have anywhere on the planet. And here's what 3 reasons why. And then if you do that and you do it in Shred It and you upload it, they'll put the 3 fingers up. They'll do all the little logo stuff. They'll put a veteran's picture in the corner, the stickers, I think they're called. So it's not that hard. You don't have to overcomplicate life. And then the one thing I do want to address before we're done is it going to get me business? Okay.
Let's talk. Yeah.
So what I want to share is my personal opinion, and then let you tear it apart, Josh.
Okay.
I believe that social media is a place for people to get to know you that don't know you, or for people that know you to just enjoy some time with you. It's like hanging out with your friends. So, but for those that don't know you, and let's say they talk to their friend and their friend says, hey, you should talk to Gino if you need a mortgage. They go, oh, I don't know Gino. And be like, oh, here's his Instagram handle. It's becoming more and more common. You don't even give people's phone numbers anymore. He says, here's his Instagram handle. And then that person's going to look at my Instagram and they're going to see if they like me or not. And if they like me, or maybe they got 2 or 3 referrals, and they're going to go with the person whose social media presence they like, who they think they can relate to. So are you going to get 77,000 leads through Instagram? No, it's not what's going to happen. But when you do get a lead, someone's going to use Instagram or your other social platforms to validate who you are, if you're a professional in the space, and if they like you.
Oh, Gino, you absolutely crushed it here. And I'm gonna expound on one of these part of this, because for so long in our industry, there were a lot of lead aggregators who said, you need to be on social media, you need to be buying ads, you need to be getting more leads from social media. Gino nailed it. You are not here to get leads. You're here to build relationships. You may only get one, but when you get it, when you get somebody reaching out to you, it's like, hey, I've watched Gino. I connect with this guy. I think he's amazing. Him and I have similar interests and hobbies. I want to work with him. That's the difference. And you talk to the people, some of the accounts I shared. Sean Herrero mentioned that his social media is almost half of his business. Half. And the dude is doing 100 million plus a year. Like, that means 50 million of his transactions are coming from social media. Somebody challenged me the other day. They're like, Josh, I close all these deals. I don't need social media. These people follow me, but I don't need social media. And I said, okay, that's an interesting way to think about it. But I'm like, but you just said these, I think they ended up doing like 16 transactions in February. And I said, okay, awesome. How many of those people that you closed a loan with in February follow you on social media? And he's like, well, all of them do. And I said, okay, so how do you know they didn't come from social media? And he's like, well, they didn't reach out to me on social media. And I'm like, but still, clients reach out to me like in other ways than just social media. They may send me a direct message, but they may already have my email. Maybe they saw a post of mine. Maybe I was talking about veterans, or I was talking about this or that, and it piqued their interest. Just because you don't get a DM on social media doesn't mean they have. I know people who literally have people reach out on their websites after they've checked them out on their social media profiles. So yes, are you going to post something today and get deals tomorrow? No, it happens. Don't get me wrong. I've seen it happen before, but this is a long-term game. None of you went out and won your spouse the very first night you hung out with them. I promise. I know most of you in here. I know Gino didn't. Like, the dude had to work for it. Same thing with
my wife said no the first time. I had to keep trying and trying and trying. I was like, can I please get a date?
Fine. See, and that it takes some persistence. It takes consistency. You got to show up. You got to show them you're trustworthy. You got to show them, if this ain't your moneymaker, you got to show them why else they should fall in love with you. That is what social media is all about. My husband tried for 6 months. See, same thing. Social media is a long-term game. You should be showing up.
That does bring up one of the most important parts: consistency.
100%. That's it.
Sonia just brought it up. It's consistency and persistency. And somebody said something about being persistent the other day that was really impactful for me, because I know sometimes we're concerned that we're going to follow up too often, or reach out too often, or post too much, or bother someone or something like that. And then someone says, the frequency of your follow-up demonstrates how important this is to you. And I was like, wow, okay. So now when you're following up, don't feel uncomfortable that you're following up. Know that that's your responsibility, because this person reached out and said they want to buy a home. And so if this person reached out and said they want to buy a home, and say, hey, Joe, I know that buying a home is important to you. We haven't had a chance to connect in the last 15, 20 days. Are you still interested in buying a home? Reach out. Or if you want to be a little worse about it, you could actually hurt them a little bit and be like, are you still renting? Give me a call. So those are all different sales scripts you could use. But at the end of the day, the reality is there's nothing wrong with being persistent. There's nothing wrong. Just don't be desperate. There's that fine line, right? How do you be persistent, but not desperate? I do have a couple of things I do want to show. Sonia, do you have a slide for our membership? One of the things that we're doing, I say that, I know she does. She'll create it in the next 32 milliseconds, because that's how she is. I do want to offer our membership, which is something that we're going to lean into very heavy this year. Very heavy, Josh. And people like yourselves have been nice enough to offer special discounts, special coaching programs. There's going to be, aside from the public community, there's going to be a private community. And that's where some of the golden nuggets are going to be shared. Some of the things that we can't share publicly depending on who our guests are, because not all our guests can share everything publicly that they do. A lot of them are public speakers. They're not going to want to share their slide deck, publicly, but they will share it for our community, because that's the beautiful thing about it is a community. We're not speakers, lenders, marketers, sponsors, tech people. We're all people of the part of the Momentum Builder community. That's the reality.
Yep.
So Josh, think about what did we miss? What can we not leave the crowd without hearing?
Pat had a question too. What is too much? Pat, this is a great, and Gino mentioned this. In my opinion, there's never too much. And you even said, I see some people post a lot where I want to shut it out. Yes, maybe it depends on the type of content they're sharing. There are some people where I see they show up in my feed, but I'm glad they show up in my feed. I'm like, man, I love seeing their content. That means the people that you're following, Pat, don't take this offensively. Maybe they're not the right people to follow. Maybe there's some of your friends that are just annoying. I have some of those too. And hey, I've been known to block their content. That doesn't mean I unfollow them, but you can actually go into your settings and hide their content so you don't see it all the time. That doesn't mean you can't go search them and find them. But Pat, I know what you're talking about. Maybe they love public. Maybe social media is their outlet. You have to remember that. Some people use social media as a way to just put everything out there. I'm not that. I don't always post on social media. I find it, if I can share something that's going to be valuable, and remember, value, let's end with this, This is a great way to end. Remember, value is in the eye of the beholder, because Gino could share something about steaks that maybe I was having a rough day. Maybe I just was hating life. I had a rough day at work or something went bad. But then I get home and I see Gino posting about his steaks and how he crushed it. He made that steak perfectly. It's cooked medium rare in the middle. It's just mouth watering, looks amazing. And it made me smile. That is value. If you share a quote, if you share something that's, again, valuable in the way of mortgage, and somebody sees it like, I'm looking to buy a home. Oh my gosh, Jessica showed up at the perfect time. I'm so glad she shared that with me. Oh my gosh, Pat's post with her granddaughter or daughter. Sorry, I didn't mean any assumptions, Pat. I don't know if you have a granddaughter, but I'm throwing ideas that can be valuable to people. Human emotion is valuable. And that's what you're trying to tap into. So be willing to share those things that can tap into human emotion, because that's what it's all about.
That right there is where we're going to leave it. That's a mic drop moment, right? Because at the end of the day, people are people. And Roland Cochran, our good friend, sent out an email this week that reminded us realtors are people too. Treat them like that. So treat all your friends like people. Treat them all like humans. Don't treat them like a place where you're going to get food or business, because then you don't really sincerely care and they won't feel authenticity from you. And if they don't feel authenticity from you, they will not buy from you. I promise you that.
Nope.
All right. Well, again, I feel like we crushed it. I love doing these with you. I thank you so much for helping me improve at my social media game. Shredit's made my life that much easier. And do I always use Shredit? No, of course I do some of my own random stuff, but it is great for things that I need a little more production on. Is a super, super help for me. So you guys should check it out. The 20% off is awesome. And I also saw that Sonia had a slide there for Coach Bill Hart. How great was it to hang out with Bill Hart at Momentum Builder? What a beautiful man, sincere dude, and one of the coaches in the mortgage industry. I mean, aside from Todd Duncan, I think those two guys are neck and neck in the most years in the coaching industry for the mortgage industry. He's super sharp, and I can't wait to talk to him about next week, because I know he's going to talk about 7 things to do to be successful. And those 7 things are awesome. I got to see him on the plane. So please make sure to join us next week to see Bill Hart. Josh, you're a stud. Thank you. And you also have the best swag. I love my shred hat.
Thanks, man.
Oh, and one more. Modern Mortgage Summit. Okay, Modern Mortgage Summit. We're going to be there. Don and I are going to be there. Josh is going to be there. Min's going to be there. So be there or be square. Now, there's only 60 seats for that event in person. So if you can't make it in person, I think it's only $99 to sign up for the virtual. Virtual is good. In person is better. Hobnob with these people, the people you surround yourself with, the people in your community, the people in your group, the people you spend time with is the people you become. And so that's why we surround ourselves with the best. All right, gang. 2 minutes to spare back to your life, and we'll catch you next week. Thank you.
See you guys.